Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Jumanji. Welcome to the jungle. So I'm not gonna lie, I really was not looking forward to this movie. I thought the trailers were terrible. I thought it looked pandering, I thought it looked cheap, I wasn't on board with this video game premise. Nothing about the trailers even really gave me much hope, other than the talented cast that was involved. So I was completely stunned to see audience and critic reaction after that first showing, and that wave of online positivity came through. So I had to take a step back, say, you know what? Let's see. Don't let this positivity hype get you too pumped, but try to keep as open of a mind as possible that this may just be a good movie. And lo and behold, it is a pretty good movie. So let's go ahead and talk about those positives. First of all, our cast was great, just as you expect them to be. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is his usual charming, funny, wonderful self. I thought he played his role so well, and he's just such a joy to watch on screen. He was given material that perfectly suits him between sweet, comedic, and of course, badass. Kevin Hart also was very funny here. He was definitely doing the Kevin Hart one-note type of deal, but it worked. It wasn't overplayed. Karen Gillan also was very good here. Every now and then you got some of that nebula coming out, but I thought she played her role very well, and I think she actually added quite a few layers that the other characters lacked just a bit. But the standout, shockingly, for me, was Jack Black, who I thought was fantastic. This is the best work I have maybe ever seen Jack Black do. I thought he was so funny. And the thing was, I thought he perfectly captured the female teenager that he was supposed to be playing within his body so well. I thought he played the role without overplaying it. Of course, he was being real kitschy and real funny and a little bit over the top, but it still felt like that's the character right there inside of him. And I think he actually did the best job out of all of them getting that across. And then we have Nick Jonas who comes in. He's very good. And then Bobby Cannavale was in here. He wasn't asked to do a whole lot, but he was fine, I guess. So overall, our cast is just so charming and so good. And the movie is fun. It is a fun concept. It really translated the original concept and game of Jumanji into a video game much better than I had ever anticipated it. And this is a sequel to the original Jumanji, so they do actually show how we got from that board game to where we are now. So they don't just glaze over it and say, here you go. But the action is fun, it's all shot very well, the whole movie looks very pretty. And of course it's a very familiar plot, but I thought they were very fun and clever in the way that they poked fun and had a satire involving video game plots themselves, and I thought it worked really well. As for the negatives in the film, my biggest negative is just the conveniences that are added in. You have a character that's weakness is mosquitoes, and when you first get there, there's a lot of mosquitoes, and then randomly, there's hardly no mosquitoes, except when the plot calls for it. So I was like, oh, okay. And really, that's the deal with all of the weaknesses. And it makes sense to a point because, again, we're kind of making fun of and playing off of video games, which do just that. They'll add in weaknesses or add in traps here, there, where it is convenient. But this took it a step further than that. Even within their own game rules, they have several conveniences to either aid or add difficulty to our character's journey. I also am just never really a fan of love stories being just shoehorned in, especially in these like teenage coming of age stories. And this one didn't really feel all that authentic or all that needed. So it was kind of like, whatever. I could have taken or leaving this. And if it's up to me, I usually would choose to leave it. And the romance leads to like a super schmaltzy type of ending that I was like, ugh, it's too much. A little bit too much schmaltz for me to deal with. I also don't know that the CGI was terribly great, especially on the animals, like the jaguars and the elephants, some of the rhino sequences, stuff like that. I thought, oof. Mainly the jaguars, though, I thought really didn't look good. So it was good that they were in darkness because it helped hide it a little bit at least. And my final negative is the development within all of our different characters. And I think a lot of them, they actually did a very nice, subtle progression throughout of showing them develop, such as Jack Black's character, I thought had a great development arc. But then you look over at Kevin Hart's fridge, and I was like, did he grow at all? Like, did he learn anything ever throughout the film? And as fun and funny as Kevin Hart was, I also feel like his connection to his teenager was by far the weakest. It definitely felt like Kevin Hart. I didn't see this like tough persona, want to keep a wall up type football player stuck in Kevin Hart's body. I just saw Kevin Hart. But he also didn't really have any character development moments throughout the film. Like, there was fights that took place or arguments, but his character didn't seem to really learn anything from those, or there was no real lesson for his character to even learn, other than, I guess, to remember friendships. But even then, it was like, oh, okay. But overall, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle is a really fun, really swift action comedy. It moves along at a wonderful pace. It's not too long. It's an easy breezy, fun action movie. And honestly, what more could we really ask for from a sequel to Jumanji, like 20 years later? So if the trailers have appealed to you, I would give this a full price ticket. I think you will have a great time watching it at the movie theaters. Otherwise, I think that this is a solid matinee. So, that is my review of Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle? Or have you already seen it? If you have, what did you think? And are you a fan of the original Jumanji? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!